Wait, did someone talk to me again?
We are live. Amy, it's all you.
Oh, thank you so very much for jumping on this evening, Monday, November 10th. I can't even believe it's November. So my name is Amy Dudley, and I'm coming to you from Medina, Ohio, and I've got several special guests here tonight along with me. So with that being said, I'm first just going to introduce myself. Again, my name is Amy Dudley. I'm a mom of four. I live in Medina. Our oldest is 15, our youngest is 5, and I was introduced to AdvoCare 5 years ago, or like we like to say, AdvoCare found me 5 years ago. And where I was, just a tired mom drinking a pot of coffee a day, skipping meals, not fitting into my pre-pregnancy clothes because I just had the fourth baby. And so Spark was introduced to me, then the challenge. Within 6 weeks of doing the 24 challenge, and we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight, I ended up dropping 10 pounds, 5 inches, 2 sizes. I went from an 8'10" to a 4'6". And really what happened is Spark replaced my coffee habit, and shakes replaced my cereal habit. Felt great. My happy, super mommy energy was back. Patient mommy was back. I was sleeping better. Workouts getting stronger. And so I just felt great. No intention of sharing AdvoCare, but people started asking, hey, what are you doing? Your smile's back. You're shrinking. You're getting stronger. What is that stuff that you're mixing up? So I'd share Spark, and then I'd get him on the phone with a friend who introduced me. And that's how our journey really started 5 years ago. We started getting intentional within that first year of sharing AdvoCare because I realized, hey, I could get my products paid for, and then if I can help other people, that's even more impactful. But our first check was $74.94. Fast forward to today, we average between $9,000 and $10,000 a month, working from home, part-time, and earning a full-time income, able to pay forward for our kids and for many others on our team. So before I bring our two really special college student guests on, I'd like to introduce a really good friend of mine, Dave Sambor, who I would not know Dave if it wasn't for AdvoCare, because a good friend of mine introduced Spark to him. So Dave, are you there?
I'm here, Amy.
All right, share your story, if you will, and how your journey started.
Oh, no, absolutely. Well, mine started about 4 years ago, and at the age of 40, I basically was running myself in the ground. I was not doing well. I had some financial things with businesses that kind of didn't go so well, but really I was neglecting my health. Was at my highest weight, not sleeping well at all, overdosing on those gas station energy drinks, having 3 or 4 a day. And a buddy of mine, Chris Rojas, shared AdvoCare with me. He shared a Spark, and I had the mental focus I hadn't had my entire adult life. And that was huge for me. I just felt so much more energized. And he said, hey, do this challenge thing. I dropped 10 pounds the first 24 days. Again, felt fantastic. What happened, though, is I went on to lose 32 pounds, took 6 inches off my waist, and I just felt so much better. I was sleeping better. My aches and pains from some injuries back in college days kind of all went away. And right now at the age of 45, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, and I feel fitter and stronger than when I was a Kent State cheerleader. Since it's the college webinar, right, so I will disclose, I was a cheerleader back at Kent State, and I'm faster, I'm stronger, I'm lighter than I was, back in my early 20s. So, from there, I really kind of started to see what AdvoCare could be. I kind of went with a little more intention after a few people asked, what are you doing? And, I was able to help connect them with people helping me, and I saw them have great results. Fast forward, part-time AdvoCare has paid us over $40,000 to date, and that continues to grow every month, strictly on a part-time basis. While I also am a public official, I coach multiple sports, I own a small architecture firm, and just keep busy with a lot of activities. So that's my quick story, Amy.
Well, thanks, Dave. And I know you have a special guest on that you introduced. We lost one of our guests. She's jumping back. But Dave, will you go ahead and pleasure of introducing your special guest, who's also a friend of ours?
Oh, absolutely. Well, hey, who I want to introduce here, his name's Keegan, and I met Keegan about 2 years ago now, and he's one of those guys where you meet, you can tell there's something special about him, where he just has the right outlook on life, just has a heart for helping others, and he really wants to do the right thing. And it was great kind of connecting through a mutual friend. And he's seen some things with AdvoCare, been involved a little bit, and has kind of woven this into his schedule. And I just want him to kind of share kind of his story of how, as a college student, well, how we got started and what he sees the future for him here. So Keegan, I'll turn it over to you.
Well, yeah, Dave said it. Just so you guys know, I'm working off a microphone from 2003, so if nobody can hear me, yell for it. Yeah, like Dave was saying, we met up like 2 years ago now. Wow, that's weird. I'm a junior here at Kent State. How AdvoCare kind of came into my life was through a buddy of mine who's under Dave. He introduced me to Dave, and you hit it off immediately, both social guys. Believe it or not, I'm one of the weird stories. I didn't start on Spark. I didn't start on the 24-day challenge. I started on AdvoCare's Arginine Extreme, which a lot of people don't even know what that is until I have to explain it to them. But I was a freshman year going into college. I was an athlete. I was playing rugby, and I was in the Air Force ROTC program. So 3 days a week, I was waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, going to PT, and then the same days of the week, I was going to rugby practice in the afternoon after trying to adjust to my first year of college. So needless to say, I might have been in the best shape of my life, but I needed something to help me get through it. The fall semester ended. I met Dave in December. Spring semester 2 days began, and I bought Arginine Extreme off a whim. I saw what it, I saw the product label. I saw what it said it would do for me, and I just went for it. And during 2 days, we were having our 6 a.m. practices and our nighttime practices. Both of them were at least 3 miles of running, and I can tell you just a little description. Arginine Extreme is more of a cardio booster. It make it look like a guy who just got done smoking for the first time in his life starts running again. Feels amazing. It kind of just opens your lungs up. It's a nitric oxide booster. It's pretty great. It made me, I would say I was undersized and not ready for college rugby. But I took the starting spot from one of the seniors on the team just based off of the fact that I could keep running, and that's not a lie. I was leading the pack on all the cardio, and that's all it took. Anyway, yeah, since then, AdvoCare has just been bouncing around in and out of my life. Obviously college kid coming through all the different stuff that goes to college for those of you who have been through that process. And last fall, I believe it was, I finally pinged Advisor. And it's been getting to Advisor was smooth sailing. I remember it was hilarious because I thought it would never happen. And 3 weeks into it, Dave says, "Hey man, we only need 2 more people. All you gotta do is make a few more phone calls," and it was done. And so yeah, AdvoCare has just kind of come in and out of my life at the perfect times, time and time again. So that's where I'm at right now, pinging back in with you guys.
Great, King. Hey, just if you could share really quick about I know you've seen a little bit more of AdvoCare, being that your background is in what your major is. I know there's a certain doctor that you got to hear from out there that you had a connection with. You mind sharing about that?
Oh, geez. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I told anybody that, but I'm an exercise science major up here at Kent, and when we went down to Success School a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, year and a half ago, down in Dallas, which was life-changing, to say the least. Not only was the stadium, but the event itself. I got to listen to somebody who writes the books I read, which was, again, life-changing. It was so bizarre. Being a part of this company, I knew very little about, coming down and realizing how big of an impact it has on the career I'm choosing. So, yeah, Dr. Kramer, he, believe it or not, Dave, I'm actually reading a biomechanics book right now that I don't believe he's the main author, but he's part of the research that was done on the book. So I got to hear firsthand the credibility behind the products and the people that are making them. So yeah, that was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Credibility is huge. And Keegan, what would you say to other students that are plugging in here tonight? I mean, how old are you?
I'm 21 as of September.
21, and what is your vision? So you're going to finish your degree, and then what? What is AdvoCare? How does that play a role in what you're doing?
So really ironic, because I'm in a seminar class that asked the same question today. So basically, I've decided recently that through this degree, I'm going to be getting a certification, the CSCS, Certified Strength and Conditioning, to the national, the blah, blah, blah. Anyway, basically, I'm going to be a trainer with a lot of fancy titles, and Advocare is going to fit perfectly with my lifestyle. And I can tell you, I've been in fitness now for, I'm going to say, since I was 16, you know, being in high school sports and everything. And since Advocare became a part of my life, people are magnetized towards you. They, you know, you see so many people who need health and wellness in their life, and Advocare complements it so well. Enough said right there. The company is based off of changing people's lives in a lot of ways, and one of the biggest ways is that the health and fitness side to it. So it fits into my life perfectly. Obviously, there's a lot of ways it can fit into people's life, but I'm one of the exceptions to the rule.
Absolutely. No, thank you for sharing. And I'll just add in, Shay is trying to jump back on. She's dialed in. She's also an exercise science major. She is also a junior and just turned 21 years old and just started her Advocare journey this past summer. And she's trying to dial back in. If she doesn't jump on, I'll share her story for her. But a lot like Keegan, she worked her way to locking in that 40% discount by sharing with others, sharing with family members, sharing with other friends, if you will, and athletes. So I'll give it a second to see if she can jump on. But like Keegan said, we basically do two things at Advocare. We are in our 21st year, but we do the two things that first and foremost is we help people with their health goals, whatever that may be, whether it's sports performance like Keegan talked about, whether it's weight management like Dave and I talked about, and energy. Everyone can use more energy. But really, Advocare is about helping people with their health and meeting those goals, as well as helping people earn money if they choose to do so. Some do both, some do one or the other, some start with products, some need an absolute opportunity. So that being said, I'm going to jump over. Dave, will you just share really quickly, because I know we talked about the 24-day challenge. I know Keegan did it. He also talked about Arginine, which is a great product. But really, why the challenge? And if Shay jumps on, she started with the challenge. Well, why the challenge, and then a couple nuggets of what it is. And I'll just hold up the basic.
No, absolutely, Amy. Well, the challenge is really, it's going to do for your body what your body needs. Think of it as a kickstart to better health. It kind of is that reset button. So whether you're looking to lose weight, gain weight, increase performance, tone up, it's going to do for your body what it needs. And it's kind of our 5 core products kind of bundled together to get that reset. And you heard us talk about, you know, the first thing was Spark. And Spark is that smooth mental focus. So I know in college, you know, I was drinking, well, you know, Mountain Dews and, you know, high-dose caffeine things to stay awake. It had all the jitters. You switch to Spark, you get smooth mental focus. You can be on task, be able to stay mentally in the game without the rise and crash, you know, from the other things that, you know, a lot of people in college are doing. I know I was one of them as an architecture major at Kent State. So that's how you start the day off. With that first 10 days of the challenge, you're also doing a cleanse, and it's very gentle and uneventful. There's probiotics that help restore your body's ability to absorb good nutrients, Herbal Cleanse tablets that really just, think of it as it's an oil change for your car, or when you're, you know, at the lint trap on the dryer. It really just helps clean out the GI tract in a very, you know, uneventful way, but very, very effective. You're also doing what's called omega-3s or omegaplex. This is good fat that kind of washes away the bad fat, and, you know, it's good for hair, skin, and nails, but just overall there's tons of great benefits of omega-3s. And really, those are the core things you're doing in the first 10 days, and then what happens is day 11, you go into the max phase, and that's where we kind of, the body's reset, all woken up, ready for good stuff, and now we're going to feed it with a lot of great nutrition. So we're starting again the morning off still with that Spark. This has been every day for me for, you know, 4 years now. That's the way I start the morning. We're also going to go into for breakfast, because I know a lot of people, you know, kind of skip or screw up breakfast, and, you know, I was the one kind of screwing it up unknowingly with some very healthy cereal, I thought, but I was crashing an hour later and grabbing junk. This shake has 24 grams of protein, 24 carbs. It's basically the perfect balance that really gets your body burning at a higher rate all day long when you start off this way. With that, then, we also have our metabolic nutrition system. Now, with this is going to fill all those nutritional gaps. It's going to be a multivitamin. It's going to help thermogenics to speed up your body's metabolism. This is going to keep the appetite and the cravings in check and just really fills the gaps so the body's satisfied. And that's when day 11, you feel that huge boost of energy. And basically, this max phase, this last phase, what I've been doing, every day for the last 4 years. So that's the quick overview, and it's also about really just developing better habits. And what happens, the person you're working with is going to be there to coach you through that. And I know it could be more difficult at college, but where there's a will, there's a way. Just how to make better choices. I know colleges have a lot better choice than when I was there, because I just went down and visited Kent just the other day with my son, who's thinking about attending there.
Absolutely. Thanks, Dave, for sharing that. And really, it just depends on where your needs. And like Dave said, wherever you are, whatever your needs and your health goals are, make sure you circle around with the person who invited you. And maybe it's just that you need to get spark. You need to make some healthier choices. But when you do circle around, when it comes to products, basically let them know first, what are your health goals? Second, how is your nutrition? And be realistic with that. Third, do you have any medical issues or concerns or on any medications? And fourth, are you regular with the restroom? So it's really what we get down to figure out what you're doing right now and then work to fill in those gaps. The challenge is just a great way to start because it's foundational. It can be pieced in part together. There's many different things and ways that you can adjust the challenge to fit your needs. Shay is having a problem getting on, so I'll just share her story. We'll have to come back with her at a later time for share her story herself. But I met Michaela this past summer working out in the gym. I knew that she was a college athlete. I knew that she trained hard. She actually is also an exercise science major like Keegan. And she was basically there on an internship at the gym. She was there every single morning at 5, every single day, working out so hard. It was probably about 2 months went by in the end of summer, and she finally said, I'm really mad at you. And I'm like, what did I do? We become friends. I was always in the gym. And she's like, because you could be my mom, and you're like her age, and you are way stronger than I am, and you look way better than I do, and I work out really hard. What are you doing? So first of all, I laughed. I didn't know whether to take that as a compliment. I really could be her mother because she's 21 years old, and I'm 43. So I said, it really comes down to your nutrition, Shay. You know that. You work out hard. 80% of the equation is your fuel, what you're preaching. Like, I do eat clean. I do drink water. I do watch. And I said, all right, well, let's sit down and assess really where do you want to be. And her goals were to get stronger. What I coached her on was, let's try this 24-day challenge. Let's hit reset for your body so we can clean out just like Dave said, and then let your body absorb good nutrition. And then let's track it based on your PRs, your reps, and things you're doing in the gym. She gathered a group of friends and family who supported her, and they all did a group 24-day challenge together in August and got phenomenal results. Her brother Brandon dropped 15 pounds. Michaela, I can't remember if she dropped 8 or 9 pounds, but really she lost the inches. It was about 5 or 6 inches. Oh my gosh, I think she might be on, so she might be able to share. Whoa! I was just talking about you. So
I did it. Sorry.
All right. I just was starting to share your story, so if you want to go ahead and take it over.
Okay, yeah.
It'll come better for you. Go.
Hi, everybody. I'm Michelle Stuckey. I am a junior in college. I play soccer. I interned at a CrossFit gym over the summer, and that's where I met Amy. Me and one of the other coaches, we were standing up on this not like a platform, but on an upper level thing, watching everybody work out. And I looked at him, I was like, geez, Amy Dudley, she's crazy, she could be like my mom, but she looks so good.
Won't you?
And so, she killed the workout, and afterwards I went up to her and I was like, Amy, what do? You look awesome. I hope I can look like you when I'm 27. And she was just like, Michaela, it's all about fuel. And I was like, okay, what do you mean? I lost 35 pounds from the time I was a junior to a senior in high school, and I pretty much plateaued, and I was just I thought this is pretty much how I was going to be, and I struggled, and But she was like, no, it's all about fuel, and she immediately told me spark and catalyst and rehydrate. And I was like, okay. So I was like, tell me more. So we had like a decently long conversation about like Advocare and just like products and like filling the gaps and getting proper nutrition. And so I was literally just like, all right, I'm in, sign me up, like let's get going. And she told me about 24-day challenge, and from there I was just like, all right, like let's see how many people we can get to do it. And I talked to the owner at my gym, and he was on board for trying to get a big 24-day challenge going at the gym. So we put up flyers and kind of took care of business there, and I got my friend Beth involved, and she is a crazy runner. She runs like marathons by herself and everything like that. So I got her involved, and so between the two of us, we got ourselves up to Advisor, and basically just kind of getting things done here and, you know, making some extra money and feeling great. I helped my mom lose 7 pounds, and she went down 2 sizes, and my brother lost 15 pounds, and he's still losing, so it's awesome.
That's fantastic. And how much did you lose? I couldn't remember.
When I did the challenge, I more or less gained muscle mass. I actually PR'd my snatch the first time around by about 10 pounds-ish. So I wasn't really looking to lose weight or gain weight, but more or less tone up and really just feel the difference in my workouts, which I did. It was crazy, like just the difference in how I felt.
Right, and Cher, we can't make any medical claims, of course, but you were also struggling with a little bit of an injury with your back, and just by having proper fuel in, how you were able to bounce back a lot quicker.
Yeah, I hurt my back pretty bad. I was pretty much on the couch for a week-ish, give or take. I was maybe 5 to 7 days, but yeah, I mean, I started feeling myself right, taking like the supplements and stuff, and just really like taking care of my body the way it needed to be taken care of. And I was back up on my feet, you know, getting light workouts in, just kept feeling better, you know. And by the time like a month had passed, I was squatting again and getting my weightlifting in again.
Yes, which she's super strong, you guys. What did you just PR that you just sent me a video?
I PR'd my squat clean, 165.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty fantastic. We'll come back to you in just a second, Shay. Oh, you know, and Shay, will you just share too? We got the group 24-day challenge. You could get to the 40%. You shared with family, but then what a difference you've been making, at least on campus too. You shared with us, sir?
Okay. Well, I have one professor. He does like dog obstacle courses, so I kind of talked to him a little bit about that. You know, like gradually kept talking to him, and he finally ended up, he's like, yeah, you know, I'd like to lose like a couple pounds and get faster, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, oh, like, so I kind of slowly introduced him, like, oh, have you ever had Spark? So I sparked him. And, like, the next class, he was like, oh, that stuff was awesome. Like, I really felt more energy when I was running with my dogs. I was like, really? Okay. So then he ended up asking me more about Advocare, and I told him about the 24-day challenge, and he was like, that's perfect. He's like, I want to do that. And he was like amazed. So got him started with the 24-day challenge, and by day 4 or 5, he was down 3 pounds. Then by day 7, he was down 6 pounds. And from there, honestly, he's trimming. Like, I can tell, like, in his, like, stomach area, like, he's, like, trimming down, and he, like, feels great. Like, every class, he's just, like, normally I swim, like, 6 laps at the YMCA, but today I swam 8 full laps. I didn't have to take a break, and so it's really awesome to see that kind of thing. And then sparking people, like, in the gym and stuff, and people are just very curious, and you can't, like, I feel like I can't rush it, because it's all about, like, making people, like, getting people to trust you and everything. So it's been a process, but it's been successful here.
Absolutely, because you like Keegan mentioned, you're an exercise science major. So
Yeah.
how does this fit in with what you're doing? Keegan talked about how Dr. Kramer, he's actually studying from one of his books right now, but how does it fit in with what you're learning and doing at school?
Well, I mean, in every like class that they teach nutrition, they always talk about like making sure you're getting the right amount of everything. And as an athlete, and as much as I train, and as much as I lift and everything, I feel like just the food that I eat in general isn't like reaching the standards that I need. So, I mean, that's how I see it. I see it like if my body needs it, then I need to give it to my body. And with exercise science, I mean, people know me, like, I'm the girl in the weight room, or, like, she's an exercise science major. So, I mean, if they see that I'm, like, using Spark, or I'm using Rehydrate, or I'm taking Catalyst, or stuff like that, then, I mean, they're going to follow.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And Dave did a great job talking about the 24-day challenge you weren't on, just a few nuggets. You're getting ready to start your challenge again because it's been about the 3-month mark.
Yep.
And why are you doing that? Because we've always say you need a restart every 90 to 120 days. So
I mean, you kind of get to a point where it's like, all right, you do the challenge, and then, I mean, at least for me, it was like I kept eating well, and then, at school they have ice cream, or they have like the dessert table or whatever. I mean, and it's college, so I mean, at some point you just kind of like, we just finished soccer, so I'm just like, all right, now is like a good time to start the challenge. Get rid of everything like nasty in my body, get rid of my toxins, and get myself going so I can start training for the off season.
absolutely, absolutely. And we all need it. We're human. So with that, I'll just share then the product side. It's really totally up to you and what your goals are. AdvoCare works to fill that in. It is about eating real food. It is about hydrating. It is about sleep. It is about exercise. There is nothing magic. There's no magic pill. There's no, it's work. And so figuring out what your goals are is first and foremost. Secondly, then, just to know that there's different ways that you can get involved with AdvoCare. And we always say really quickly there's 4 different ways. And when I talked to Shay back in the summer, I said, you know what? That's why she jumped on board. I said, you can pay full price in retail. I think that's crazy. I don't like to pay full price for anything. I want a discount if I can get it. So that's the first way, is full retail. Second is you can register to become a distributor for $79.99. And really what that gets you is a 20% discount right off the gate. And then you also get your own password where you can order 24/7 whatever you want. And it comes directly to your door, FedEx. There are no maximums, minimums, monthly requirements, and that's what's the coolest part about AdvoCare is. It's how this company has been for 21 years. That's what Shay decided to do right off the bat, that she could get her spark and get going. And then that's when we put together, I said, we need to get, if you love these products, we need to get to 40% as fast as we can. You heard Keegan talk about, hey, he didn't think he was going to get there. He was so close. Dave helped him. I helped Shay. It's about working together. But once we lock in the 40% discount, then you're there. You can order wherever you want, whenever you want. The coolest part, though, is that when you get to 40%, and the reason we were really encouraging Shayla as well as Keegan, knowing that, gosh, if I knew about this when I was 21, good grief, is that it opens the door to earn income 5 different ways. And we're not going to get into all those ways, but the one is then to earn a rookie bonus. And so we were super excited. Shay was so close, so we locked that in. I don't know, it was the beginning. You're right in the middle of your season, just got back to school, and we were able to win $500 rookie bonus that's going towards what?
Going to Rome in the spring for soccer.
Yes. So that was super exciting. How do we do that?
Basically, it was me talking to as many people as I could to see who wanted to register, who wanted to save on products. I spoke to some of my close friends. I talked to my brother. Pretty much said, hey guys, like, I'm trying to make some money so I can go to Rome, and pretty much just got people on board. I know I got at least 3 people signed up. Pretty quick actually. So then at that point, then it just became about volume. And I was pretty much saying, hey guys, all right, like who do we know that wants to do 24-day challenge? And then I got my parents and my brother involved, and they helped me put together a pretty decent sized order so that we could win the rookie bonus, and when we so we could get rid of some product, help people feel good, and with all that said, I earned the bonus, and now I'm helping my brother.
Yeah, and so we helped Brandon then repeat what we learned. And so, Shay, were you on your own at all? I mean, how have you done this?
Nope, there was no way I could have done this alone. I 100%, like, I blow up Amy's phone all the time with texts, calls, like, hey, should I say this? Should I do this? Like, how do I go about this situation? And I'm, like, constantly trying to stay in contact with my brother, you know, like, everybody that I can, like, that, like, wants, like, that actually wants to see success and who are really, like, trying, like, I want to help them, and I want to help people, like, succeed like I have, like, gotten to this point. Because, like, really, there's no way that I could have done this on my own, and I'm still, like, even though I've already earned the rookie bonus and, like, I've gotten this far, like, I still need Amy, like, I still need the team so that I can continue to see success. Like, that's the only way.
Mm-hmm. And she is, I will say 100% teachable. Said, do you trust me? She said, yes. And my phone blows up. I'm like, oh no. No, I love it. It's great. But absolutely, Shay does not make a move without asking me first, which is awesome, because so many people think that they can just, oh, this is easy, I'll just go do this, and it's not. There's an art to it and a process. It's simple, but it's work. And Shay's also worked really hard. She walked into a new gym that opened up right by her campus and shared Spark. And then it's been a process, and it's patience. And then we did a call, and we did Impact Magazine and shared stories. And so it's been a couple-week process. They finally just signed up, and we're getting ready to get a 24-day challenge started. So I said, just find out about them. What are their needs? It's not about you. That's really what we do in AdvoCare, and we're helping Shay's brother Brandon do the same exact thing, is to earn this rookie bonus. We've got a couple more weeks to get that done, and he's doing the same thing. He's traveling for work, works full-time as an engineer. Actually, is he an engineer? He's a chemical engineer, isn't he?
Chemical engineer, yeah.
He's a smarty. So he's sharing Spark, and then he'll go to us. Well, now what do I do? And we're like, get him on the phone with us so we can share. You don't know what you're doing. He's like, okay, you're right. So we make it a lot of fun, and that's really what we're doing as a team. The one last point that I'll make, and I'll just throw it over for Dave for last comments, and then Keegan, and then Shay to wrap this up, is the coolest part is that the person that introduced me to AdvoCare has been involved for almost 15 years, and his name is Brad Nelson. We were acquaintances through the kettlebell community. I'm a former trainer by trade. But he actually started AdvoCare, was introduced to AdvoCare when he was a senior in college. And it was his strength and conditioning coach, Joe Hadacek, shared a Spark. And Brad will always say, hey, I tried the Spark, and I did not sit through my 8 o'clock class, and I knew I was onto something. And so I went to Joe and said, what do I do? I think I can do this. I really like this product. And so he went door to door to everyone in his dorm, especially the females, and he sold the challenge basically and Spark and got his way to 40%. And then his first check was several $100s, which he's like, that beat my work study check. So we've got a lot of college students out there that this is a way to earn income when it's going with you and sharing with people while you're getting your studies and your work done. So I just think it's pretty ironic as it comes full circle that Brad needed the income. He needed $30,000 in student loan, and was an exercise science major. Doesn't mean that you have to be involved with exercise to do AdvoCare, but it's really cool. And now we're really being able to pay it forward and help Shay and Keith, two of our studs of many within our collegiate, college athletes and college students. So, Dave, any words that you have to share?
Oh, absolutely. Well, first off, I just want to give a shout out to Amy, because Amy's not going to boast about what she's done, but I can let those of you out there know who haven't met her yet that Amy has literally changed hundreds and hundreds of families' lives, because either just helping them just get healthier, get to a healthier spot when they thought they could be, or she has many people earning a couple $100 a month, and some people in the group earning well over $1,000 a month on a consistent basis. So she's had huge impact in a lot of lives, and she's there. I owe her, my wife and I, my family owes her so much for helping us with what we've been able to achieve. That's allowed us to help people like Keegan. And I guess a lot of the reasons why I got involved in Advocare, I think really apply very well to college students too, because right off the gate, I was saving money switching to Spark when I was drinking before. And I know a lot of people in college are drinking the Frappuccinos, 5 Hours, Monster Rockstar, high dose Starbucks, whatever it is. A lot that's they're drinking right now, and they feel so much better and do better with Spark. And then also what I wanted is, I was busy with a lot of things already. I didn't have time. Well, Advocare gives you the flexibility to work around your schedule. So if you're in school, you don't have to worry about calling off work, or I don't want to take that job because I want to make sure my studies can stay first. You can stay focused on your studies and let this weave in the gaps. I also like getting paid, now for work I did a year ago, and I know there's people that we've helped through Keegan that signed up on product a year ago, now just recently ordered again, and Keegan made more money. And no more work he did today, it was just connecting people to something that makes a difference a year ago. And unlike everyone else on this call and you're hearing about, I do not have any background in exercise science. I am not a personal trainer, and I did not stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. But no, I'm an architect. Yeah, I don't have a background in this. I guess the point is, I've met thousands of people that don't have a background in this. And if you're coachable, that's all you need, because there's so many people here that are willing to take the time to teach you how this works and do the work for you while you learn, and they'll continue to pay it forward, so then you can eventually pay it forward, to others.
Awesome. Thank you, Dave. Keegan?
Yes, ma'am?
Any words of wisdom? Anyone, if a fellow college student or whatnot that's thinking, these guys are crazy, or why would I do this? Why wouldn't you do this?
It looked crazy from the outside looking in at some point for me too. I mean, that's all I'm going to say. It doesn't make any sense until you do it, until you give that person a call. And just all those times you're telling yourself, no, keep going, because at some point it's going to make a whole lot of sense. And you'll look back and say the same thing I'm saying now.
Absolutely. We were all there. Thanks, brother. Jay, what do you have to say? How's it changed?
Well, I mean, being an athlete, knowing like team sport, I mean, basically this is just another sport. It's a team thing. It's everybody helping each other as best as we can. And I mean, I keep telling myself I want to be a millionaire by the time I'm 23. So I hope my team can help me like get to Rome, and not even just get to Rome, but like exceed like any expectations that my parents had for me, because they were like, oh yeah, it's something you can do, whatever. And I'm like, you know what, I'm my own person. Like, I trust the people that I talk to. Like, I trust Amy, like, with everything. And basically I just want to show people that this is something like that you can do. Like, I'm in college and I'm not even a business major, and I have a business. So like, this is just, it's cool, it's awesome. So basically you can really do anything with the help of the people that you surround yourself with.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, you guys. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you, all of you, for jumping on tonight and taking the time out of your busy lives and schedules. Contact the person that invited you. They shared Advocare with you for a reason, but circle back around with them and find out what best will fit your need, and we'll be here. So thank you so very much on behalf of Dave and Shay and Keegan and myself. God bless. Have a great night. Talk to you later.